All right, we are back. What's going on, everybody? We are 2 weeks away from a very, very important day. And not only for the future of the United States the next 4 years, who at least is at the helm or in charge, but this is going to be big for crypto, right? Who gets in the United States is going to be big for crypto. And we're here to talk about it, guys. News, information, alpha. We've got you covered. Of course, we've got the Crypto Breakfast Club coming up at the 9:30 mark, which is about 11 minutes away. You guys know it's Monday through Friday. We do the Crypto Breakfast Club on X. We live stream it right here on X. We live stream it right here on YouTube, depending on where you're watching. And man, back on October 11th, 10 days ago, there was a conversation had in the Crypto Breakfast Club about ApeCoin. It came up again last week. And, this is why you come in to our live streams. It's why you come into our X spaces, because there's always alpha. There's so many smart people in the room. And this is why, I wanted to build this platform out and this space, because I want to learn from the other people. Everybody can learn from each other. And it's not about, one person knowing things. It's about creating this think tank, right? A lot of people coming in, sharing insights, sharing knowledge. Well, some of the big things that were mentioned involved ApeCoin, and where we were going with Ape. And it's pretty amazing to see what ApeCoin is doing right now. Absolutely pumping like crazy yesterday. Right now, sitting at $1.60. So we essentially went up and more than doubled in price. It was up over 100% yesterday. What a trade that would have been if you would have got in. Admittedly, I didn't act, and I should have. I should have put a little bit in there at least, but I didn't. Hey, you win some, you lose some, but I'm sure some people did on the Crypto Breakfast Club. We are in the greed zone right now, barely into the greed zone on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Usually means a little bit of a sell-off, but we'll see. I mean, the sentiment is rising right now. Bitcoin's price has been moving up. A little bit of a drawback here this morning here. So maybe getting into the greed zone, touching up over 69,000. Maybe there's an indication here that there will be a little sell-off at open. And that's exactly what's happening actually right now. Big sell-off here at open. Again, these are the U.S. markets opening up. So if we head over to the charts here, let's take a look. That's ApeCoin, of course. But Bitcoin is selling off here to start. We had a big pump yesterday. So this makes sense to me. Okay. This sell-off definitely makes sense to me. Will we hold the line here at the 67.6, 67.5 range? This is going to be crucial to watch. We could even probably come back down to 66, and I wouldn't freak out necessarily. But we definitely are seeing a sell-off here in the last 12 to 16 hours here. You can see after topping out at 69,400. We got close to that 70K barrier, but getting a little bit of a sell-off right now to be expected. I mean, you can't go up forever. Obviously, the market will ebb and flow, but over time, Bitcoin goes up. That's what we've learned, right? Over the last decade plus, Bitcoin goes up. And you got to just trust the process, right? Find your entry points. I buy Bitcoin every day. So this doesn't shake me or break me. It actually just excites me at this point, because I get to buy it a little bit cheaper at 67 and some change instead of, 69. And I usually do wait till about market open to see what the U.S. is going to do and the market. And I'm up and at it already. So, to make my play. But let's see who we got in the chat, guys. Smash the like button, subscribe down below. If you are here on YouTube and you are not yet subscribed, why not? It's totally free. If you're here on X, you haven't shared the video, you haven't liked it, you haven't dropped a comment, engage with us. Let people know we're here. Let your friends know. We're jumping into it Monday morning here. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Good to see everybody. Boca G, you already know we got the coffee going. Yes. The virtual thing is not happy right now. But yeah, we got Dunkin' Donuts here. You already know we got the coffee brewing. Millsy's in the house. Boca this week will be huge for XRP. Boca, you're always on it, man. What do we got for XRP? I know we got some important meetings here this week. What do we got? Rickaroo's in the house. Reagan. Hey, Zach from Australia. Thoughts on Cubetics? I have not heard about that one. Roaring Kitty in the building. Hey, bring the whole community back out to the Breakfast Club. I want to see all y'all. Good morning, Big Z. Emax in the house. Brian's here. What about Turbo and Hoppy? I like Turbo. I hold some Turbo. Like and subscribe. You already know, Brian. The Roar community is here. I see y'all. Boss Mac, what's going on, man? What do you think of Retardia? I don't know, but I know it's playing on that other narrative, Tommy. Retardio, though, strong community. Strong community. The crypto market will explode. Reginald's in the house. My man, what's going on? Roar, Pepe to 0.001. What's up, Todd? You still bullish overall on Kendu? Listen, I took a lot of profits, and I still hold a bag. I still think that they can bounce back, but there's a lot of competition in the meme coin market, and there's been some interesting things that have come out of there. I don't want to speak too much on it, but I prefer my dev in the background a little bit more than the forefront. That's all I'm going to say. What's up, fam? Hey, what's up, Kelly? How you doing, man? Kelly and I did an unbelievable interview. Actually, really just a conversation. I hate to say interview because it wasn't like this, sit down, but we covered a lot, man. So shout out to Kelly, Kellum right here. We had a great conversation. It aired yesterday. We talked about altcoins primed to dominate, which narratives will outpace the pack, some major bullish catalysts. So I'll actually go ahead and retweet this. If you guys want to check it out, I'm just going to repost it again on my X. And that'll pop up there. Check out that video. It's a great conversation Kelly and I had. So definitely give that a look. And happy Monday morning to you, bro. Thanks for having me on the show, and much appreciated. We'll have to do some more things here in the future. 3 huge meetings: BRICS, IMF, and both Brad and Chris will be at the Fed meeting. Gotcha, Boca. Yeah, all eyes are on XRP right now in terms of what precedent's going to be set. You've got ETFs potentially looming. You got Bitwise, Canary Capital. I always botch that. Grayscale trying to make their large cap fund into an ETF. So that's definitely a big storyline right now. Rhino holding a Pepe side chain. Nice. I respect the answer, bro. Good morning, everyone from Cali. Armin, what's going on? Big love from the Roar community. Yeah, the Roar community is out here, man. I feel it. I feel the love. Appreciate you guys. I feel you guys always coming in here and showing love. All right, let's see what's going on with some small caps here in a minute, right after we take a look at the overall market here. Let's see what's up, what's down. We got a couple meme coins at the top, Popcat and Mew. Cosmos sandwich in between them. Jupiter, the big DEX on Solana. One of the big DEX is on Solana. It's up a little bit. Volume's up almost 15% in the last week. It's good to see out of Jupe, getting close back to $1 here. Let's see what's going on here. Dogecoin hanging steady there at 14 plus cents. Still up 26+% in the last 7 days. Jasmy's trying to climb back up to 2 cents. Hedera still at that 5.5 cent mark. Ondo Finance did get back up to 80 cents there. A little bit of a sell-off here with Bitcoin. So all coins are selling off here in the last hour or so too, which makes sense. But relatively quiet around the market. You guys can see, I mean, we're pretty flat here to start. But let's take a look at, one of the big stories. Bitcoin eyeing 70K as it recently just got up there ahead of the U.S. presidential election, guys. This is the big top story. We are 2 weeks away from knowing where we're going. And we are also 2 minutes away from starting the Crypto Breakfast Club. See what I did there? But yes, 2 weeks away, 15 days to be exact, but basically 2 weeks away from knowing who will be the next president. And I think Bitcoin's reacting to some of the information we have right now. And the U.S. election is expected to play an increasingly influential role in the crypto market, especially, here in the short term and in the weeks leading up to its result. Some experts weighed in. Now, we do historically get a crypto pump after the elections. We saw it in 2016. We saw it in 2020. And obviously, we saw a Republican get in 2016, a Democrat get in 2020. And we still got a crypto pump on both of those events. Now, this go around, crypto's really at the forefront, or at least more front facing than it has been in any other election. And Kelly and I talked about that in our conversation this weekend. It really is starting to become a focal point on the world, on the, what am I trying to say? On the front page, for lack of better words. But the 70K level, obviously a little bit of a psychological level, got close there yesterday. But now with less than 3 weeks and right around 15 days, more like 2 weeks away until Election Day, this is coming in from David Lawant, head of research at Falcon X. We expect the market's focus on this critical market event to increase further from here on. For the first time, crypto has become a mainstream political issue, engaging a broader audience. Trump's odds definitely play in favor. As investors closely watch the U.S. election, the rising odds of former President Trump's victory are contributing to Bitcoin's price increase. At least this is what some of the experts and analysts are saying out there. Give me your guys' thoughts. How big do you think this is in terms of the price of Bitcoin right now? Do you think it's playing in to the price action? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. We are going to get ready to start the Breakfast Club. So let's get ready to rock and roll, guys. Appreciate you guys again for rocking with us. And we're going to fire it up. We're going to play some music in the background to bring us in, as we always do. We maybe started off a little new with some new tunes. All right, let's go. A little switch up there. Look at that. I know Paid loved it. I know Larry was reacting. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. It is Monday, October 21st, and we are back with another day and week of the Crypto Breakfast Club. Glad to have you guys back in the building. Hopefully it was a great weekend for everybody. We're seeing all the familiar faces file in, so appreciate each and every one of you down there. And make sure you guys share the room. We are live on YouTube and X this morning too. We've got people filing in on X, people filing in on YouTube Live, and right here on the actual space itself. So, yeah, we are 2 weeks away, essentially, from finding out who the next president of the United States will be. Basically 2 weeks away. It'll be 2 weeks exactly tomorrow. Will we see a massive crypto pump? What's going on? What are the narratives right now? What's hot? What's the alpha? We got to talk about ApeCoin because Larry freaking nailed it, and so did Mar. Back from that clip on the 11th. Man, what a pump on ApeCoin there, and what an opportunity there for a trade. And that's why you come to the Crypto Breakfast Club, because we get some of the best minds in crypto to all come in here together. And we throw out, news, information, alpha, ideas, opinions. And that's what it's all about, right? Creating a think tank of people like this. And, we've got our co-host, of course, Zach and Paid. And I'm just here to help facilitate, maybe throw in a few things here and there and listen to everybody and just be a sponge. And that's what it's all about. So we appreciate everybody being here. Thank you all so much for your support, especially the people who come in here day after day. The people who are always here. We know who you are. Ian, I see you down there. Extreme Car Care, I see you. It's Summers, Brian, Matt, Oscar. All of you guys, thank you so much for your support. We really do appreciate it. So let's dive in. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? We've got Bitcoin getting close to 70K yesterday. A little bit of a sell-off here to start, which I think to be expected here at market open here in the United States. We went up there pretty nicely there for a couple of days. So I think this is probably, a good sell-off, a good profit-taking point here. We're right here at 67,600. We got up to about 69,400 yesterday as we got closer and closer to that psychological 70K level, which obviously is a big milestone for us. But we've got a lot of crypto news stories to talk about too. We do have some altcoins still making some moves here. A couple meme coins. Solana's looked really good too, kind of under the radar. So is Dogecoin. Dogecoin's still up 26% in the last 7 days. So we could talk a little bit about that. And of course, ApeCoin, one of the big stories right now, still sitting at $1.53. We got up over $1.60 at one point there. But Jupiter, one of the biggest dexes on Solana, following in Solana's footsteps a little bit, up about 15% in the last 7 days. And in the gaming sector, Beam, which is one of those infrastructure platform plays, I guess you could say. Beam looks pretty decent there, up about 11% in the last 7 days. So we know that gaming is one of those narratives we like as well. Ondo Finance up 6% in the last week. It did cross back up over 80 cents. That's a play that I like here heading into this, I guess we'll say meat of the bull run. So that's kind of what's going on in the overall market. We did cross over into the greed zone on the fear and greed index too. So that was also something that was interesting. We just crossed over into the greed zone pretty much yesterday. Bitcoin dominance right over 57% right now, as Ethereum makes up about 13.7% of the overall market too. So together, those guys obviously control a lot, right? They make up 70% of the overall market, Bitcoin, Ethereum. So as they go, usually the market goes. But Paid, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. How you doing? What's going on? What's happening? What's on your mind, man?
You know what's on my mind, Zach? I'm going to lay it out for you real quick. I'm looking at your live stream, and you have a fucking Steinway piano behind you. What's going on with this piano, man?
It's not real, Paid. You know that, right?
No, I know, Zach. It was a joke. You're supposed to go with it.
Okay, well, I mean, I just want to make sure. I don't know, because this is the second time you asked me, so I'm just making sure that you realize. Yeah, dude, I can't play any instrument. I used to play the recorder when I was in like 5th grade, and I would, my talent stopped at Mary Had a Little Lamb. That's as far as I got, and then it was.
And you butchered that, didn't you?
It was like toot 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 toot. And that's all I learned, man. That was it, bro. My musical talent stopped there, bro, and that was it. But
that was fucking awful. Someone clip that for me, thank you. No, some people buy pianos just as a status symbol. So that's what I was trying to figure out if that was something you're trying to do. I was like, oh fuck, you got a little Steinway in the background.
It's funny you say that.
Piano.
It's funny you say that. A good friend of mine from I lived with him. He was from Indonesia, and he gave me his guitar. And I told myself I was going to learn to play the guitar, and it just sat in the corner of my apartment for 2 years. And the amount of people who asked me, oh, you play guitar? Nope. It just sits in the corner. But if you play, feel free to grab it and play us a song, man. It just, it's just there for the taking. If anybody wants to, play, it's, go ahead. But anyways, man, what's happening, bro?
So we got a, busy weekend. With the markets are looking pretty strong. Bitcoin pumping on a Sunday, very interesting. Interesting. That's how you say things sometimes. You say it's interesting. Well, Bitcoin pumping on Sunday, kind of interesting. We did, as the Crypto Breakfast Club, seal a handful more partnerships over the last week. So super excited about those. I didn't know if you wanted to drop those right now, Zach, or if you wanted to wait on that.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Let the people know what we got cooking. Yeah, we've been busy this weekend and really last week, and nailing down some partnerships. And shout out to you, Paige. You've been hustling for us, and obviously, Zach, myself, and everybody, all hands on deck. We're really trying to grow this thing, and people are taking notice. But yeah, let the people know what we got, man.
All right. So we have. I want to also, Zach, real quick side note. I have to say this before I say anything else. Zach from Subway is finishing the closing up his hotel. So if we want another co-host, maybe Mar or Larry or whoever the fuck else wants to co-host, we do need another co-host for a little bit because he's going to be busy for the whole show. He just told me that. So I got to use that to segue into everything else. But yeah, so if we could get either Mar, Larry, or whoever else to fuck up to co-host, we can get extra spots on the stage, that would be great. And then, yeah, so for partnerships this week, we have Paul Chain coming up. I know Mar's super excited about that. I'm actually super excited about it. We've been talking about Paul Chain for a little bit. And I was just in the Cardano space with, some homies earlier talking about Polychain, because Polychain did say that they wanted to also expand into Cardano on their last space that I was in with Mike from Crypto and Mar the other night. I think it was Saturday, Sunday. I don't know, probably Saturday, maybe Friday. But so Polychain basically, they're coming on Wednesday, and we're in talks of doing something long term with them. But long story short, basically, Polychain allows you as a project to launch on multiple chains at once. So basically, if you have a project, you want to launch on ETH, Avalanche, Polygon, there's a handful of them right now, and they're extending the amount they have. I think they mentioned Solana, they work on Solana, and then they show some interest in Cardano and a few others. But so they're going to be coming on Wednesday. Hopefully that's going to be a longer term thing, but I think they're going to do very well this bull cycle. Especially when bigger players start to notice that their chain is like you can put anything on any chain basically at once. One liquidity pool, one contract address. Kind of game changing in my opinion. We talked about them on the show a few times, but now they're going to be an official sponsor of the show, so I'm super excited for that. We also have Izumi, which is they're coming on for a month actually. Izumi is the original name of Nero. So Izumi was adopted and then renamed Nero, and we know how Nero sent. So Izumi, not financial advice, we don't know yet, but they're going to be with us for a month. Izumi might send, especially if all the Nero people realize that that's the original dog's name. They hit an all-time high yesterday of 820,000 market cap, and I think they retraced a little bit right now, but so they're going to be on for the next month or so. We're super excited for them, because that could be a meme coin that people get in early now, and that really starts to send. I'm not going to say it's going to hit 100 mil or 200 mil, who the fuck knows? But if enough of the Nero people, enough of the dog lovers, enough of the meme people come on, Izumi might be something that runs very hard going into the cycle. So they're going to be, they should be in the room now. If not, they'll be here pretty soon, hopefully. And then next week we have Genu again. Love the guys at Genu. They're awesome. Gas Station, Bonapo, Genu. Love those guys. They'll be on next week again. And I'm in the talks with them of potentially having them on long term as well. Love Geno, guys. Check out Geno. I'm super excited for those guys. I love what they're building. The community's strong. So yeah, I mean, that's all we got for off the top of my head for partnerships, sponsorships. If you guys are interested in your project, company, whatever, hit us up. We'll get you sorted. Don't worry, we'll get you sorted. But yeah, that's about it, Zach. Back to you.
Back to you in the studio. All right. Thanks, Peyton. No, appreciate that, bro. Good stuff. Yeah, we got a bunch of inquiries too, a bunch of people reaching out to us. So that's great. And if you are a project or you know one and they're interested in hopping on here and joining us, let us know. My man, Larry, what's going on, man? What a call on ApeCoin, dude. And I'm an idiot. I didn't do anything. I woke up and saw that thing up over 100%. And
yeah, I didn't give anyone, I don't give anyone any financial advice, but I just knew the gravitas when I saw Anderson Paak and, French Montana and a couple other people at the after party. I was, made a lot of, networking and business connections. So I got some more alpha coming from Memecoin, 120 different projects with intent, with MOUs going on to ApeCoin, 120 just here at ApeFest, and ApeCoin is going super live. Some big contenders to OpenSea, even for NFT launch pads, etc. And it's really gonna reshape the meme segment because there's gonna be lots of memes coming from ApeCoin. I mean, one of the original memes, really, I mean, super cult-like atmosphere. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but it was really the vibe, I guess, for many of the people there. Still in Lisbon right now, hitting you up live from location. I'm in a Bolt or an Uber right now, trying to get to another meeting right now. But as I said, I'd be back. I kind of had difficulty with all the, I had 100 meetings booked since I've been in Lisbon. 3 days, 100 meetings. It was nuts, man. Some of them just 10 to 15 minutes long. And just trying to push the momentum on the professional ends. But be prepared. I'll be making some more statements here soon and providing you some more alpha. Had representation even from XRP near protocol and a pretty amazing thing called Web3 vending. I made a video about that. There's just lots of new alpha coming out. It's amazing that ApeFest is more of a cultural icon that brings together a lot of technical aggregators. Lots of new projects, and it just goes to show you, if you don't feel like, we may be in a major corrective session right now, but the bull's coming, or people wouldn't be building at this level. People wouldn't be jumping in so hard in the deep end of a new chain. Before it'd have to be a chain would start, but then again, you saw it go from 68 cents to $1.62. Just amazing. I didn't even expect that, and you're not the only one, Zach. I mean, I was there. I was in the ambiance, in the community. I don't hold a single token, like you guys know. I don't. So I was just sitting there scratching my head at myself, like, damn, I don't follow my own alpha, But it's just that I've always stuck to that, man. But I don't mind bringing some educated information here to you guys because that's what it's about. But there's some big news on the horizon for XRP as well, and some other protocols that I probably will try to integrate here with you, Zach, and have you and Paid talk to them with myself. I mean, that was amazing how many people try to add meetings, based on me just hopping in. I didn't even get to do what I came to do, for my interests here at ApeFest. I have a mutant and an ape, but I was here for the business end, but it ended up being more, a lot of culture stuff, but lots of new protocols on the horizon, with big funds behind them. So it's fairly exciting. Thank you. Obrigado. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Are you still in Portugal?
My earbud just screwed up. I don't know where it went.
We can still hear you. No, I think he is paid. Yeah, he mentioned that.
This guy, he's speaking a little Portuguese. I'm like, dude, this dude's still over there. He's still hanging out. I know what that's like. I hear Arigato in the background, a little thank you action to whoever the fuck he's talking about. But real quick, if Larry or Mar or whoever the fuck, if you guys want to be co-hosts while Zach from Subway is closing up his hotel, that would be helpful. Let us know. 1 v 2 or 3 or whoever.
I'm here. I just dropped my earbuds, guys. I was trying to get to this other convention hall. My bad. So
all good, brother.
I'm still in the trenches, man. Like, I told you, 100%, I'd be hitting you guys up live from Lisbon, and it's a beautiful city, man. But it's hard. I barely had 15, 20 minutes to eat lunch, so it's still like that right now. So, but Zach paid Mar. I got some more news coming up from ApeCoin. I got meetings with the 2 founders on ApeCoin. And I will have some, I guess I'll have the first dibs on the new memes and also some of the utility protocols that are coming out. And can have a meeting about that, beforehand and kind of like try to distribute some of the possibilities. I think that's pretty exciting. And I'm about to jump into this meeting real quick, but when I come out of the meeting, I'll come on and I'll co-host because there's a lot of stuff to unpack. There's more news about Sonium and wire chains, so I'm not giving you any financial advice, but you better diversify into Sony and Sonium early because it's here, man. It's coming. They're here in Lisbon at ApeFest too. So there'll be another big ApeCoin meeting in Las Vegas too. That's just got announced. So if you're stateside and you can make it, you probably should go there. Or if you're interested in building and diversifying into a chain that has a lot of backing, a lot of people behind it, it might be worthwhile for you to do so.
When is that, Larry? Do you know the dates on that?
Yeah, let me look that up real quick. I have that on my schedule thing here. Hold on 1 second.
Because the Bitcoin conference is also in Vegas, 2025, late May. So I'll definitely be out there for that. But if there's ever an excuse to go to Vegas, I'm there.
No, and you might very well see me there because like I said, I'm going to be doing a little bit of consulting probably on ApeCoin too, because I'm a holder anyways, but I'm also around a bit. Let me get that exact date for you.
Yeah, man.
Zach, I'll send it to you in DM. I gotta find it. I got a whole packet of new information.
Awesome,
and there's a new game called Apebound Arcus Labs. It's gonna be on BNB, Ethereum, and on ApeCoin. I'll get you guys alpha on that because they're secured through MetaTrust too. But it's a huge platform, and they got a Sonium grant. So they're one of the first 3 on the Sonium grant program on the marketing and the incubator side. So that's going to be huge. It's already they already have a token, but they're going to diversify into these other pools. So it's a huge game, man. And they're good friends of mine too. I mean, I'm not shilling them, but like they already got the work speaks for itself because they got they're endorsed by BNB Labs for Binance Labs and also Sonium, their incubators. So, and it's an apes project or an ape themed game. So I'll give you guys a get down on that too. So, but I'm gonna hop out real quick. I got to take care of some business, and then I'll be back on. And then I'm gonna be at the airport here in a couple hours, and should plan for the next space tomorrow. I'll be on whole time tomorrow. So
awesome, bro. We appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for dropping all the alpha news, man. It's awesome. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, and one last thing is there is well, I'll talk to you first.
Okay.
I'll talk to you first. Yeah, let me slow my roll. Got to have some content for the next few days. There's lots, but yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, Larry. Thanks, bro.
Bye-bye.
Make sure you guys give Larry a follow, by the way. Just I don't think I say that enough. He's got tons of great news, tons of great alpha. Check out what he's doing and some of the projects and companies he's working with. Show him some love there. All right, let's see here. Who do we got up here? We got Mar, Mutasco, Crypto World. I think they came up in that order. What's up, Mar? Good morning to you, bro.
What's up, Zach? Good morning, Paige. Man, I'm feeling better, bro. My back was like devastating the whole week. Especially, I think it was like Thursday that I couldn't even breathe, man. It would hurt to breathe. I had to take the drugs, man. You know, I hate taking prescriptions because I suffer from a stomach, but no way, man. But yeah, other than that, I'm feeling better. Just a little cold now. Shit, you know. I guess that's when you're getting closer to 50, you know. But yeah, man, feeling better. Especially with Ape. Ape boosted up my. It's unbelievable, man. When you get all hyped up that something goes good, you get all pumped up. You forget about the pain. But yeah, man, it's all about networking. You know that I found Ape through when I started investing on Mandox, the NFT marketplace, which is they call it the Blacklist project. I found Wire Chain, and then I started studying Wire Chain, and then I ended up seeing that Wire Chain had was partnering up with ApeCoin, because ApeCoin is getting their own chain, and holy shit, I put all the puzzles together, and I'm like, I'm like, damn, ApeCoin is all the way down there. And they got news coming in, and it was a no-brainer. And if I got the balls to go into a trade with FTC, why not, ApeCoin? And this one is different. This one I did leave a nice bag in there, of course, for the long term. And if the price goes back down a little bit, I'll probably ape it more because I'm more of a long-term holder. But like I said, I'll do my swing trades. And it was, I don't want to say it was guaranteed money like Caspa, but yeah, man, it's just, the question wasn't, is it going to go up? It was just a matter of time, and the question is how much was it going to go up? And my set price was doubling my money. I wasn't going for no fucking 25%. I didn't care if I was stuck on that trade for weeks and months. But yeah, man, I had a few people tell me, hey, Mar, why didn't you tell me you got in? And, I'll tell you a secret. When I mention something, 90% of it, I'm going to get in. And I'm saying 90% I already got in, and 99% I'm going to get in if I haven't gotten it in. It's just hard, man. It's hard to tell. This was a high, what I call high-end play. This wasn't $1 million market cap or $2 million market cap or 200K that you could go in with $100-200. This, for me, it's just a waste of time buying $200 worth of Ape and doubling the money. This is a high-end play, what I call it. It's hard to recommend these plays to people sometimes, and other people, if you tell them, if they got like $100-200, they're not going to waste their time. It's crypto. They want to 10-20x the money, But yeah, man, it was. I still believe it's holding on strong, man. It's unbelievable. The hard pump. I expect at least back to $1 quick, and it's still holding like around $1.50 right now. So yeah, man, it's doing really good, and like. And I was going to go in. I went in, or I had gone in already, but when I started seeing more of the news and I saw the reaction from certain people, I'm like, you know what, this thing is going to go higher, But the one that still hurts, Zach, I know this one was dangerous because normally after a pre-sale, you expect a dump, was at one time the Donald Trump official world token. Man, that thing did like a 50x right after pre-sale. That one hurt. There was some big money there to be made. But it is what it is. I'm not going to go against my rules. Normally after a pre-sale, I never invest unless it has a nice retraction dump, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, and last thing, man, I got to tell you, I was shocked yesterday. I actually enjoyed last night on Spaces, because I don't know if you guys heard of this Spaces called Dogenos. It's like they all have their dogs, their NFT dogs. They're called Dogenos, and I started listening to them like 8-9 months ago, I think it was. But these motherfuckers, they don't talk about Doge at all. They actually speak about Solana like 99% of the time. They have nothing to do with Dogecoin or nothing. They just, I don't understand. They're called Dogenos, but they have never spoken the few times I've been to the Spaces about Doge. But last night, and it's shocking to me, I finally found a space that they were talking about Dogecoin in the community for hours. I was in there for like 1 hour, and I was like, holy shit. It's the first time I even see the title, Dogecoin. First time ever I found a space about Doge. This is a top 10. I've even found spaces about Cardano a bunch of times. Nothing, that Cardano is bad, but this is Doge. Come on, And I'll tell you what, I didn't have a chance to speak, but everyone is waiting for Bitcoin to hit 100K. But the biggest crack, I think, in this bull run, the people are going to be like, come on. It's going to be that chase to $1 on Dogecoin. And they were actually talking about it yesterday. The title was $1. And I think that's going to be a big chase during this bull market. Dogecoin hitting $1. And, it will be, if we do have that massive bull run, it will be very disappointed if Dogecoin doesn't hit $1, just like Bitcoin doesn't hit 100K. But I think that's one of the biggest races in crypto during this bull market, to see if Dogecoin hits $1. And I know that Dogecoin right now is at 14 cents. I don't know why it's pumping, but I've been hearing rumors that Magic Eden is going to add that ecosystem into their blockchain. And one last thing, listen, everything is a domino effect, and I found ApeCoin through Wire, and then because of Mandox, but man, I'm pumped up for Wire Chain. I just, you just can't buy it. They don't have a pre-sale, they don't have anything. I think you have to mine it or have a node, however that shit works. But hopefully I get a chance to get in early when this chain is released this fall, and I would love to see a space of Wire and Pod Chain, because they're doing something very similar.
That's good stuff, man. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Dogecoin last week. Doge really does follow Bitcoin. It's kind of the retail Bitcoin, in a lot of ways. And I think we can learn a lot with how Dogecoin's starting to move. I was taking a look at Google Trends data this morning. The word crypto is still relatively low in the eyes of retail, but I think it's slowly starting to shift. I think people are slowly starting to take notice. Obviously, now it's like on the grand stage. It's being talked about in the political realm, but that should get us excited for those of us, all of us, really, because if we're here, we're in crypto right now. When we look at the macro, I mean, we're still really early, I think, within this cycle, and Dogecoin's kind of the pulse, I think, of retail. And many people will say, oh, no, Dogecoin already pumped, whatever. Do you understand how many people didn't get into Dogecoin but now know about it? And how many people didn't even get into crypto the last cycle? I mean, I still think Dogecoin is going to be kind of what we look at, in terms of, okay, sentiment is really shifting now. Everybody and their brothers getting back on Robinhood, or getting on for the first time, or downloading Coinbase and getting into Doge and getting into SHIB and getting into these retail plays that we saw last cycle. I still think that's going to happen at some point. And yeah, there will be a trickle down effect, into some of the newer plays and all of that. But we got to remember, like, these are household names now. Again, I make this point a lot. I would say the average Joe on the street probably knows Dogecoin before Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, up almost 30% in the last week. Something's brewing. Elon mentioning it twice in the last 10 days or so definitely helps. But yeah, I think when Dogecoin breaks loose, that's a really big sign that, hey, retail is coming back in full force. And so I hold a bunch of Doge. The way I was playing it, man, anytime Dogecoin was under 10 cents, during that whole Solana meme coin run, and really this whole meme coin run since Pepe, if Dogecoin was 10 cents or lower, I was funneling some of those profits, if not all of them at some points, right back into Dogecoin. Because it's just a low risk, still high reward play where I still think we're going to get an 8 to 10x when it's sitting there at 10 cents. We bounced up to like 21, 22 cents, I think, back in March. And that was literally all it was a 2 to 3 week bull run. SHIB went up 100%. That was literally 2-3 weeks where Bitcoin set its all-time high. And we had an influx of capital coming to the markets for 2-3 weeks. And I mean, imagine when that 2-3 weeks stretches out to, 4 or 5 months, where we could go. So yeah, I think, Dogecoin getting to $1. Oh yeah, that's possible this cycle. 100%. So we got Zach back up here. What's going on, brother? What's going on with you? I know you're closing down the hotel. It's probably exciting for you. Now you can really focus all your efforts on family first, but then crypto a little bit more too, right?
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I'm actually doing some manual labor today. I got to board up windows and stuff. So I'm hanging up here listening. But over the weekend, did a little bit of trading. I had a lot of hockey games, so I was kind of crazy. But I G'd Bitcoin at 69, and I'll G'd it more at 71 because I like to take profits. Because I know nothing goes up forever, and when things go up, try to make money. Or what else are we doing? Can't invest all this money and not take any profit. So yeah, I'm watching Bitcoin closely and trying to find that next 100 to 1,000x. I'm digging deep when on my spare time. I haven't found it yet, but when I do, I'll try to call it. But even though things go up, you have to take profits because sometimes the next day it's not like that. So, but I'm a fast trader. That's kind of what I do. So yeah, I've just been watching the market and see what's happening. Yeah, it was pretty crazy to watch Bitcoin pump on a Sunday. Usually sell-offs are on Sundays. So probably because of the election. That's pretty close. So Trump wins, I think we'll see a kickoff, to the bull run. If he doesn't, I think it'll be a slower kickoff to the bull run. But overall, really good. 69,000 is pretty bullish. So exciting about that. But yeah, I'm going to hang out up here and do some manual labor. I can't wait till it's over.
I talked to Zach in the back channels, and because he's looking for this next 100,000x, and now I have a Zach from Subway fund in my wallet, ready to go, ready to get in and fucking cheat immediately. So Zach, figure it out, hurry up.
Nah, for sure, man. The thing is too, looking at the election about 2 weeks away, we saw crypto pump post 2016 election. We saw crypto pump post 2020 election. We historically, crypto and the markets like clarity, and regardless of what happens here, I think, we're going to see crypto perform well once we get past November. Will we get a bigger pump if Trump gets in? I mean, he's made his stance on crypto, I think, much more out in the open. Obviously going to the Bitcoin Nashville event. We really don't know where Harris sits. We can't really say that she's bullish or bearish. Like, it's kind of wishy-washy. And when it comes to Trump and even his VP, JD Vance has said that he owns a good portion of his net worth into Bitcoin. So there's a little bit more clarity there in terms of their stance. What I'm really kind of waiting to see is, and I've read a little bit about this, that regardless of who gets in, Gary Gensler will be out. We'll see. I mean, again, Trump's made that, he's verbally said that. I don't think Harris has come out and said that outright, but I guess there's some read between the lines comments, at least from some of the things I was reading, that, she would turn that over to somebody else too. So no matter what, man, we're going to have a lot going on here these next 2 weeks leading up to the election and then post-election with the markets. But yeah, I mean, trade the narratives. I think to Zach's point, take your profits on some of the altcoins, pile it back into low risk plays. I mean, at least that's what I'm doing. I mean, everybody's got to form their own kind of plan, but I think the name of the game is to stay in the game, and however that looks like for you, right? I mean, you got to stay in the game, and I think Mutasco talks a lot about that. He's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I'm with him 100%. But how do you play, short-term swing trades and also long-term holds? And I think that's kind of what I've learned from the last my first cycle to now. Everything is not created equal, right? Create a plan with everything you get into, and obviously for me, buy Bitcoin every day. I mean, I've been buying Bitcoin every day since April 2022, and that's the backbone. If all else fails, I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere. So let's hear from Mutasco. Or go ahead, Mark. You got something on that? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and a point that I wanted to put out also, I don't look too much at the charts and all the whatever you call those things. I look more at the history. Like for instance, for Ape, I saw that it's been holding on strong after the big pump of last March, around 70, 60 plus cents. And then I just used the news. The news. It's all psychology for me. And but I don't go with with I know you have a program or something that you work with that and it works. I got a friend of mine that makes a ton of money. I mean, just like Pedro, Pedro is all into the all that stuff, and which that's just the way some people trade. I go more, for me, just a few trades, and I try for them to be quality trades. Even if I lose, since there's really strong projects, I'll probably end up losing 10, 20%, whatever it is. But at the end, it's all an average game. But what I do want to touch real quick is I'm, I see the market my way. So when I get wrecked, I don't blame anyone else. I don't know, man. I don't want to, I don't want to be the party killer in the room, but fuck it, I see a pump. I see a pump from if Trump wins over Kamala, but I don't see Trump, pumping this market for it to be in a massive, a massive pump like we had in 2021 just because Trump got elected. I think there's got to be other news, like big news, a movement. I think that the massive bull run, the only way we get it, it's if interest rates is under 5, that's got to be under 5. That's what Americans are used to. We're not used to this fucking 5% or 6%. I think they got to be under 5. And I think and this is just a guess. I have not heard anything. I have not heard any rumors about this. I know this country's all about taxes, man. But if they come up with a fair fucking tax for crypto, since they can't understand and they know it's complicated as hell, like a good fair tax, or no tax at all. I mean, you imagine if the U.S. says no taxes on crypto. I mean, that would be, or for the first 2 years, and then something that will bring people. Not that there isn't, but that will bring the massive of people. There's got to be some news that's what we could start this crazy bull market. I don't think either Trump or Kamala getting elected will do something, but I'm waiting for the one news, the big news, that something about crypto that's just going to change the industry. Trump will change it, but little by little, and we won't get that huge pump that we want to see. IBAX at $300, Bitcoin 250K. There's got to be something that changes the air, and just pumps hard. And I think, man, taxes will be huge if they say, flat rate, 20% something, but something has to give, in crypto one of these days with the fucking government. But yeah, man, because they don't understand it. They don't understand it. It's hard. You know how much money it will cost for the whole IRS to come after everyone and decentralize? It's hard, man, right now. And it would be cool if they come up with something fair, for taxes. But that would be killer for the stock market, because I bet they'll go out there on the streets and they'll start fucking protesting, But yeah, man, something's got to come up. And the news are probably going to come from Trump. And then that means, Trump. But not just him getting elected. He's got to come with some big news, something that we could get a huge pump in crypto. And people, the news have to be, and I'll end the plane with this, that people say, oh, shit, this crypto now is better than the stock market. Let's jump into crypto,
That's a good point. I think you're right. I don't think it's going to be the end all be all who gets in, but I think it's whoever gets in, what do they do? You know what I mean? What do they do to help the markets? And I mean, it might just be, to your point there, getting to the point where people have money. I mean, a lot of the people, that we call retail, they just don't have the excess funds right now. I mean, they're working paycheck to paycheck. They're trying to, pinch pennies to put gas in their car and food on the table. So they don't even think about investing. Whereas, you go back to 2021, yeah, it was printed money. It was quote unquote, nothing's free, right? But in the eyes of some people, oh, I'm getting a free check or whatever. I'm getting all this stimulus, right? Oh, well, we'll double this into crypto or whatever, right? So yeah, I mean, we need to get to a point where, the economy's in a much better position. There's a big Fed meeting right after the election too. That's going to be something to watch right after the election. Are they going to cut rates again to 25 basis points? Can they actually, get to a soft landing? Can they get to the point where people, start to vacation more? They start to look at, oh, you know what? Maybe I should start investing again. I have a little excess funds. I have some excess money. These are all sort of things that on the macro that I think definitely need to flip. But
Zach, and you were saying that people got money. I have to say this. You know that the SBA gave SBA loans. Any loan that was under 200K had a no personal guarantee. That is why they gave a second loans to make sure you go over 200K, to put you on a personal guarantee, meaning they'll come after your stuff, your paychecks. You know how many people got a non-personal guarantee and they're like, fuck, it's just like a credit card. Yeah, they will come after your business and probably your business is done. People felt like they were getting free money. These clowns gave you a no personal guaranteed on the 200K SBA loan.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's so manipulative and taking advantage of people who don't necessarily understand what's going on. And yeah, man, I mean, here's the hoping, this is just my personal standpoint. I'm not going to say I'm a big Trumper or whatever. I just think he's better for our industry. Overall, I think he's better for our industry. He's better for the economy at this point. And it's clear, at least from his words, what he wants to do with our industry. And, I sound like I'm maybe not being cognizant of all the other things that are happening in the world, but there's so much bullshit that happens in politics that sometimes you just kind of focus in on, a couple of different things. And I think what he brings to the table, I think will definitely help us. And it's not so much the pump after he gets in or whatever. It's more or less the 4 years that follow. I think the clarity that could come into the markets, that's what we need more than anything. Just let's get a rule book, right? Can we just have a rule book that we know, like, okay, here's the do's and don'ts of ICOs. Here's the do's and don'ts when it comes to taxes. Here's what it is. Like, let's just lay it out there, whatever it is. And yeah, they're going to get their piece of the pie. That's fine. Just let us know what it is. Because this lack of clarity and, ruling with an iron fist, that keeps people away. It keeps big money away for sure, right? And retail is just been told for years and years and years that, oh yeah, stay away from that crypto thing, right? Unless it's through an ETF, unless it's through your trusted broker, stay away from that crypto thing, right? That's kind of where we are right now. We need clarity. We need something in place that says, hey, here's what this is. Here's how we look at this asset class. It's not going away. In fact, it's revolutionizing the way we the way we're going to bank. It's revolutionizing the way we're going to send money and transfer money across the world because we're living in a digital global economy. Like, somebody needs to step the fuck up and tell us what's what. And here it is, right? I mean, so who's that person going to be? I mean, maybe it's Trump and Harris. Hopefully it is, whoever gets in, right? But that'll be something we'll be watching. I want to get up to Mutasco, but I see some hands up there. Mutasco, let me know if you want to jump in as well. But let's see here. Who's Crypto Wolf, I think was.
We got Miggy down there also.
I see Miggy too. Yeah, Crypto Wolf, and then we'll go to Miggy, and then Kuliak Island is up there too. I see Crypto Kip down there too. What's up, bro? I met him out in Nashville. Good dude. If you want to come up and drop some info, he's another content creator, super knowledgeable on the markets too. Would love to hear from you, man. But Crypto Wolf, what's up, bro? What's going on?
Yeah, I have my hand up. I'm shopping at the moment, so it can be noisy. But I hear you speaking about. I hear you guys actually speaking about taking profits, and I really like this that you guys are just doing it openly. Like, it should be have done more. And for me, it's really hard. And I wanted to have your opinion about it because, like, I'm in the zone where I choose to go all in on crypto, but I don't know how to trade charts. So I'm a diamond hand, and with it being the diamond hand, I feel that you will make the most money. But in meanwhile, you also need to make money. But if you are not good in trading charts, then I see I'm really grinding a lot, get the project up in its market caps. But then I see the community is trading the chart. They are actually making money all the time. So I still believe that there is not enough education, healthy education on if you are involved into a project or just general in crypto, with choices you need to take for yourself if you're going all in, because trading is totally something different than leading a project from scratch. And that's a really hard combination for me to find. So I wanted to just have your thoughts on that one, because it's not always easy, and you need to say it how it is, right? It's not always easy. It's everybody let it sound that it's really easy, and it's really easy to diamond hand. But if you're not a good trader, then what should you do? And meanwhile,
it's a great question. I want to get other people's opinions on this. I'll give you my quick thoughts and maybe even add something else as people jump through this. You know, I made this mistake a lot back in 2021 of just basically getting in and being up money, but then not knowing what to do. And what I realized very quickly is I didn't have a plan. So now this go around, unless it's like a meme coin that I'm looking to trade in like a few hours or a day, if I'm getting into an asset and I'm planning on holding it at least a couple months or within this cycle, I'm saying, okay, and be very, very specific. When this, and this is an example, when this asset doubles in price, I'm going to take, my basis plus 20% out. And then when it hits this number, I'm going to take an additional 20% out. When it hits this number, I'm going to take an additional 20%. And if it reaches this number, I'm all the way out. Like, so give yourself all these scenarios and just create a roadmap, and you have to stick to it, right? It also depends on what the asset is, though, because every asset's not created equal. If I'm getting into Solana right now versus some speculative meme coin that's a $50 million market cap, that's a completely different plan. But I think it starts there. Create a plan, because I think the biggest mistake people make is they get in, they get up money, but they hadn't thought about for 1 second, what they want to do. And here's something else that I think will help make it easier. Not only create your profit-taking plan, what are you going to do with those profits once you take them? Because then that allows you to kind of see your next step and your next step. Okay, when this doubles or triples, I'm going to take my profits and I'm going to take those profits and put it back into Bitcoin. Or I'm going to take those profits and put it back into my business savings account. Or I'm going to take those profits and put it back into this account over here that's going to allow me to get into real estate. Or I'm going to put it into the stock market or whatever, right? I think you really strategically thinking about making the moves in terms of taking the profits, but then what's the next move after that? And lay it out, write it down. I've got a document with every asset that I own that I'm planning on holding more than, a few hours or a few days. And I just stick to the game plan. Yeah, will there be times that I sell too early or what? 100%. But you know what? The feeling of that is not as bad as round tripping your bag, or it's not as bad as not having a plan, waking up the next day and realize you could have took profits here. Now we're down 30% or whatever, right? So that's my quick kind of blurb. Hopefully that helps. I know that's not like a perfect answer, and there is no perfect answer because it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. You know what I mean? It has to do with your overall portfolio side, what size, what asset you're actually into, what's your time horizon, why are you trying to take profits in the first place? How are you going to then diversify into other crypto assets, stocks, real estate, your business, whatever it is, right? So, but I've been trying to be much more strategic. Like, for example, Sui recently. I bought Sui at 83 cents. It went up to $2 and whatever it just did, 30 cents or whatever. I took my basis plus about 30% out recently when it crossed all-time highs. And that was my goal. As soon as it crosses back into all-time highs, you know, regardless if I miss the top by 10 cents, or I don't care. I'm going to get my basis out plus 20%. I know they've got an unlock coming. I'll set that in USDT and I'll just watch, right? Back in 2021, I would have just said, oh no, this is going to go to $10. I'll just hold. And it might go to $10 and I'll still be allocated there. I'll still have money in there if and when it does, but I'm hedging my bets because you just never know, right? And now no matter what, I'm a winner. I won the trade. You can't take that away from me. That's a win. Put it in the win column, right? So I think that's really kind of the mindset. You know, it doesn't have to be the home run all the time. You know, to use a baseball analogy, you can hit singles and doubles and triples and home runs. And over time, that's going to be a much better strategy. And you're going to be able to stay in the game. You know, that's kind of my 2 cents there. Hopefully that helps, Crypto Wolf.
No, I appreciate it a lot, and I think you said there are a lot of questions that make me thinking, of course. But I start really in the trenches, like with a CTO project or a project that started with a 20K. So that's of course a much more riskier environment. Even if the project goes to 1 million, it looks like a big achievement, but you cannot really take big money out because you would actually rip the jar. Even doing it healthy, it's just a low cap market project. So my conviction play is just longer. So I think I need to be more patient. And it's just what you say, man. It's just taking profit and just do it. I think this is the part that I'm still lacking because maybe I'm too emotional involved in those projects. And what I hear everybody saying is that that's of course not good. But we all started somewhere, right? So thank you for the tips.
Yeah, bro, 100%. I want to get down to Miggy, and then I see we got a bunch of hands up. Miggy, what's up, man? I don't know if you want to respond to this or if you had something before, feel free to jump in with that too. We are about an hour into the show already, guys. So if you haven't shared the space, share the room, definitely do that for us. We've got almost 900 people live with us across YouTube and X too. So shout out to everybody listening in over there. But definitely share the space, share the room here if you haven't already. But Miggy, what's going on, man?
Yo, Jim, Zach, Paige, and everybody else. Yeah, no, still back on the fucking topic. Sorry, let me swear. I know you're live everywhere.
Mickey, get off stage. This is why I never bring you to the show.
No. I'll keep it PG. I have a bit of an alternative take around the American regulations thing. Just because of like how I view crypto and the current state of the world, I do think it could potentially be bad for the industry, depending on how you look at it. Maybe good for prices, bad for the general like ethos of the space to have like positive regulations in the US. What we see now with like BlackRock and a lot of like institutions getting into crypto, it does feel like it's becoming just another industry rather than what it was kind of supposed to be, which is like something outside of the traditional industries, if that makes sense. So it does feel like it's kind of falling into that realm of maybe being looked like almost like the stock market or commodities market or something like that, and just fitting into like the status quo and being ran by predominantly these big industries and of course regulated by like the governments, and obviously that enabling like insider trading like we see with a lot of other industries and stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm a little bit bearish on it. I kind of hope that it would be kind of more ground up rather than top down, so spoon, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Here's what I'll say, Miggy, and it's a great point. Here's what I'll say. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum, now that they have ETFs, I mean, okay, a couple things. Bitcoin is a $1.3 trillion market cap. So just by math, you're going to get diminishing returns over time. It's just, it's massive. Like it's huge now, right? So, I mean, it's 67K. So in order for Bitcoin to double, it's going to take a lot. You know what I mean? But BlackRock owns 2% of the supply already. So like, it's kind of like this double-edged sword, like, and there's going to be a lot more people coming in. So like, they're going to drive prices higher. It's kind of a necessary evil in my opinion. And the necessary evil is, yeah, crypto is going to get more centralized. Does it mean we can't make money? No, I don't think so. Not necessarily. So I don't really get hung up on this whole, oh, crypto's not what it used to be. It's no longer decentralized. I get it. Point taken. But I think it's a necessary evil. Like, do you want more than 6% adoption?
But to me, it's not about making money because I can make money in any industry. That's not what crypto is about. Like, to me, crypto is something that is supposed to bring on an innovation that is unattainable in the current system that we have. Like, that's to me what I was fucking promised when I came to this mate. Like, that's what everyone was talking about. Like, we're gonna build stuff that the regulations don't permit, but now we're like begging for regulations and begging for BlackRock to bid. Like, and that's what like all these projects do nowadays. It's like, oh, let's try and get the attention of these people and those people, and then ultimately they have say in what you build, right? Like when you're giving allocations to insiders, they have a say in how things are run, how they are built, and I think it just detracts. It's just becoming another industry, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, like sure you can try and make money. Like of course everyone tries to make money, and anything they do in their life, they're probably going to try and make a buck out of it, but ultimately to just say like, oh, screw it, we're no longer this thing that stands for like bettering the world. We're just another industry and we're going to try and make money because we're kind of early relative to the rest of the world.
That makes sense. Yeah, and I still think the technology can better the world. And I think it is. But I mean, I also think it's kind of naive to think that the United States is just going to let this thing go without, putting their handprint on it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's a good idea, but it's kind of pie in the sky. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they're just going to let the banks not be a part of how we send money anymore. No, they're going to push back, but it's part of the process. They're going to push back. They're going to resist. Right. And then eventually they're going to have to just find a way to figure it out. Yeah. Will it be more centralized? Of course. Will they have more control over it? Of course. But the technology is still seeping through. It's still winning at the end. I just don't think we can get from point A to point B without some oversight, without some, government stepping in. It's just, I mean, we're talking about the finance industry. We're talking about money. We're not talking about like the way we communicate, like the internet. The internet was like, okay, we're going to change the way we communicate. Okay, that's a big deal. But this is like, we're going to change money. And you don't think the governments are going to, you think they're just going to be like, oh yeah, no problem. You know what I mean?
Involved because you're changing money because they currently run it. But now we're falling into the trap of, oh, we need them to come in. No, we need to like find a way to live without them rather than needing them to integrate with us. Like that. That's the mentality I would have if I was a fucking industry leader, but I'm just like any other person. I'm trying to still figure it out myself. But it does feel like the space is just falling into that trap, and it's okay. Like there's going to be like a lot of opportunities. There's probably going to be a lot of innovations and stuff, and some will probably help the general populace. But will it be ran by like the same people that ran the previous industries, which kind of helped too? Like like the last 100 years, humanity has developed greatly. It also has like the wealth and the distribution of wealth has also like, went a certain way. So those same people kind of helped the world to a degree, but at the same time, did they also fuck it up to another degree? Yeah. Like, so I just want us to like keep that in mind, I guess. Obviously you don't need to say like, we don't want regulations, but I'm just saying, think about the type of regulations they're doing and how they can be used to make this industry not as innovative anymore, right? Like if they start regulating in certain ways. So only certain businesses can really do certain things, or like they did to the stock market in the 20s. They're like, oh, you want to invest in ICOs? You have to be, accredited investor. That's like the worst thing they could do. I don't know. Yeah. That's what I would picture.
No, it's a great conversation, man. And there is no end all be all answer here. I mean, I think it's just a great conversation. And overall, man, it's like, yeah, it's so tough. I lost my train of thought there, but yeah, it's like early on, right? I feel like people had this, like, it was good because nobody knew about it. It was underground. But again, I'll go back to this point. It's like, okay, now it's like at the table in the presidential election. Now you have Donald Trump going to the freaking Bitcoin Nashville conference and talking about crypto and Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. And it's like, but that's a government stepping in, but it's like, how else do you get there? I mean, El Salvador, you can say on one hand, it's great, but they're also kind of controlling Bitcoin with their citizens. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you have one thing and not the other is kind of my conundrum. You know what I mean?
Zach, and real quick, once regulation starts kicking in with these U.S. exchanges, how about the wash rule where you also need to for the taxes and stuff like that? What about the $25,000 you need to have to do like unlimited trading? That is one of the reasons I looked into crypto, because I first started as a trader, and what do you mean 25? You need a minimum of 25,000 to do unlimited trading. You're going to do like 2-3 a week. I'm like, why the fuck did they come up with this rule? And it's just government manpower, And when I found out crypto didn't have that, I'm like, oh shit, let me get into crypto. That's what happened. Imagine when all these regulations come in exchanges. I don't know how they're going to do it in decentralized, but they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to control us and do their thing. Because at the end, it's all power for them. It's all about the power.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I look at XRP too, right? Like people. This is just my opinion. Like people who think like, oh, it's just it's a coincidence that they went after XRP and they let Ethereum slide. I call bullshit. They let Ethereum slide because it's not hitting them where it hurts. Oh, cool. This new smart contract thing. Yeah, we'll easily figure out a way to create that and introduce that into our traditional systems. But XRP was coming in and saying, hey, we don't need the banks anymore. We don't need you. We don't need an intermediary. We don't need a middleman, which is the banks. We don't need all the powers that be making a bunch of money while we send money from point A to point B. We don't need you. And you think it's by accident that they went after Ripple and they're still in a fucking lawsuit 4 years later? It ain't by accident. It ain't by accident. That hit them where it hurts. Same thing with stable coins. It hit them where it hurts. That's why there's all this chatter about, stable coins and all this shit, because wait a minute, you're going to tell me you can just use USDC? Oh, wait, not even use it. You could go earn yield on your USDC. Like, you don't need the fucking dollar anymore. That hit them where it hurts. And that's why they're like, oh yeah, Shiba Inu. Yeah, sure. Have fun. Whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess that adds a little bit. I'm kind of rambling, but Kuliak, what's up, man? And then we'll go back over to Larry. Kuliak, what's up, bro?
Hey, Zach, thanks so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. I want to talk about a little bit of a public announcement. I know we talk about crypto here and the benefits to earn some additional money, but I wanted to talk also about, especially to the brothers out there. We have a lot of men attending these spaces, and I want to talk about prostate cancer. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer a few months ago. And I wanted to give just mention to all the brothers out there, if you're over 40, make sure you get your blood work done, your PSA test done. It's a inexpensive blood work that you can do that can actually really help you with early detection. There's a lot of men out there walking around with this disease and they don't know it until it's too late. So for all the men out there, sorry about that, I'm a little bit nervous. For all the men out there that are, if you are from African American descent, if you have any relative that had this experience, your possibilities of having prostate cancer increases as well. So if you're African descent, if you had a relative that experienced this issue, your chances also increases. So just do a simple blood work once a year. Make sure you stay on top of it for all the men out there. And if you have a family member, just ask them if they've done a PSA blood work to make sure that, they don't become a casualty. Early detection is key because it gives you a broader range of treatment and successful treatments that can prolong the life for much, much longer and bring you to a full recovery. So that's the whole point of this. So please do this service to yourself and to your families because they need you to stick around for a long time. So anyway, so changing subjects here. Zach, you called out on the Roaring Kitty community. We answered. We're here in mass. Roaring Kitty did a 2x in our market cap. This weekend we reached almost $7 million on our market cap. So check it out, our charts. Look at our Telegram group. We are growing, and we're not going to be a 5x, a 2x. We're going to be probably 100x and beyond. So check it out, Roaring Kitty on ETH.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, appreciate the community too, stepping up. You guys have been on an absolute tear, setting all-time highs yesterday, it looks like. Yeah, man, unbelievable moves. So appreciate you, bro. And thanks for that important message there at the front too. That's definitely something all of us should consider. So appreciate that, man. Larry, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, I just got done with a meeting, man, and just wanted to kind of speak on what some of the things I heard. DeFi really is, win, lose, or draw is going to have more TradFi in. It's just, what it's going to be. And you made the comparison between XRP and Ethereum. Ethereum gave in when they changed from proof of work. Do you think they wanted to stop proof of work with all the gas and the indivisibility on the proceeds that they were mining? No, but they gave in early to prolong the DeFi in general. It was a double-edged sword, and we always have to look at that as, one of the, that's why I always make the comparison between silver and gold, and Ethereum, became kind of the workhorse for DeFi, and continues to be so. People make comparisons on all the alternative chains, but they can't exist without Ethereum anyways. If you look at what they're leveraged against besides staples, it's always going to be Ethereum, one way or another, and which leads back to Bitcoin. And then that's where we have our full circulatory system for fiat to digital assets and back and forth, and continues to be that way. But, having wallets and having decentralized exchanges is going to give people the same caveats. I would make a general comparison to the real estate industry, real estate brokers, just like investment brokers, are licensed to do things that are not legal for us to do in the mainstream, but they sign a piece of paper or have a piece of paper and allows them to continue to make trades or purchases on your behalf. I think DeFi is going to go the same way, and when we have these decentralized exchanges that lead up to, groups of us based on wallet adaptation, me and Mark talked about this a few times on here, having your own decentralized and sovereignty-based group, based on people that are like-minded and that you trade with on massive volume. Technology is going to come along to help you due diligence and KYC between your peers, and that's the same thing that allowed free market real estate to exist. No matter what what jurisdiction you're in, there's some way somehow that you can make it happen. And I actually gave a talk on that here in Lisbon on data sovereignty as well as decentralized finance having to be one and the same. Again, I always talk about how just fiat is a vehicle for just meta and data, and it's becoming more and more to that effect. We can see that whole nation states are already planning to follow in the suit of China. China's had it for 10 years where it's everything. It's all on the touch of your phone or by your face or your biometrics, and that's going to continue to happen. Europe is quickly adopting a lot of the same provisions. So, real estate survived, and commodities trading and wealth management funds continue to exist. And if you look at the letter of the law, they're in the gray, So I'm not giving anyone financial advice, but I would tell you that there's a reason why private industry is getting so heavy into DeFi technology as providing a real A to B bridge, not a Band-Aid on antiquated data and banking systems. This is going to continue to be the trend whether we want it or not. It's just how do we mitigate the threat or keep some sovereignty, and that's based on individual privilege and right. And just like Amar said, more people that adopt more wallets and more decentralized funds. When one gets shut down, another one opens up. That's just and just like centralized exchanges as well. When one exchange goes down, two exchanges go down or come up. In China, again, this week, 60 more licenses granted. So we're up to 146 exchange licenses granted, or potential exchange or wealth funds, or futures and derivative exchanges. So that's massive. You have to look at how many new outlets that you have, and if you're able to have, I'm not telling you what to do with your technology, but having a phone with 2 SIM card slots is not always a bad deal. I'm not telling you how to circumvent your local jurisdiction, but in emergency times and when you're traveling, it's very handy to have, but it can also be handy to have for other things. So I would tell you to go on eBay or wherever, and for the sake of survival, not just in the decentralized, in austere environments of DeFi, but in general life, it's good to have a telecommunications device or a tablet that has a dual SIM or a 3 SIM setup. And don't limit yourself that way. We talk about everything that can't be done where you're at, if you're in the EU or stateside, but what's preventing you from diversifying yourself and your presence as a world citizen, as a world traveler, right? And that was a big portion of the talk that we talked about, because if you're paying or you're providing some substance to the local economy where you're at when you go visit, then what's deterring you from being able to put that income into your wherever you're at, wherever you're traveling or potentially going to be traveling to? So again, that's not any advice on how to circumvent your local jurisdiction or policy, but it's not that hard to invest into a phone that has a couple SIM slots or a tablet that has a couple SIM slots. And again, if many people have been in my DMs here from Crypto Breakfast Club, how do I get into Sonium? You don't have to get into Sonium. Just buy Sony stock. And indirectly, it's going to give you direct access to what you want to do anyways. So again, and that's the same with Samsung. So I'll end with that, Zach.
Appreciate it, bro. Great insights as always. I can't remember if I mentioned this. I am going to look at Sony stock now. I can't remember if I mentioned this, but have you guys looked at Texas Roadhouse stock? I know this is like a freaking off the wall statement, dude. Sometimes, man, and this is, I know Paige laughing, but I'm telling you, man, this is one of the best ways to make money is just to pay attention to the world around you. Look at freaking Texas Roadhouse's parking lots everywhere in the United States. Look at their parking lots from like 3 to 9 p.m. Bro, it's wild. And look at its performance in the last 5 years. Did you know that Texas Roadhouse has outperformed Microsoft in the last 5 years?
And also
Buc-ee's,
and,
yeah.
Pepsi Cola. Those are the three what they call God tier stocks that give you a dividend. One of the holy grail stocks on the traditional stock market. There's very few performers that provide a yearly dividend percentage. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Buc-ee's, Texas Roadhouse. I think those are in the group. And yeah, I mean it's if you had $5 million from the crypto market and you had a commodities broker to help you pay your tax and get on a Schedule A,
put that 5 million in that stock, off the interest on that 5 million, and then maybe $1 million of that derivative into like Pepsi Cola or into Texas Roadhouse, and you can collect 3 to 5% or 10%, whatever the dividend bonus is for that year, but it's always paid. And I'm not giving anyone any financial advice, but that's a way to be clear and have a tax umbrella at the same time.
Do you guys at all, like with your investments, do you ever look at it anything other than financially? And this is not like I'm not like judging or anything. I'm trying to be like facetious. I'm just genuinely asking, like, because that's obviously what people invest for. It's like for financial gain. But do people ever look at it as like, ethically, or like you just invest in something because you really believe like potential, for example, like, or is it just what's going to give me the best? And
I invest 30% of my wealth back into educational ventures that are non-for-profit. I donate to the Golden Temple every year, the Sikh Golden Temple, because they feed 2 meals a day for millions of people in India every day. I've been to the Golden Temple, and it doesn't matter what religious faith or economic background you're from, everyone eats there. And I also, to John Hopkins Fund for like lymphomic and cancer research. And then also for my individual religious beliefs, I propagate 30% of my wealth, because where can you take it all? I'm not a wealthy man. That's why I always say one Honda Civic, one Toyota Camry, or one steak dinner. Those are good enough for me, right? I try to live within my means, and but I always try to also, every time that I enjoy like that good dinner that I put on my feed, I always tend to think about, well, for this one meal, could I feed 100 people? And I can't. And that's why every month, it doesn't matter how much money I have, or if I don't have, if I'm working or I'm not working, I always try to put back into some type of altruistic cause, because again, it pays for my karmatic health, my conscious,
do you ever overlap
my mental
with
well-being.
your thing? Do you ever like have an overlapping of that with your like investment thesis, or do you
Yeah,
like
it's always been part of that, because it's part of my values and my ethics ever since I was a child. It's something that I didn't have a choice on. It's been embedded into me. And many people know that I teach school, 6 to 7 hours on every Sunday for free. That's something that I give back in time. So if we're talking about overlapping, I'm not bragging. I don't make, but many people here know that I do that just because I, sometimes take a break and I will, haul around spaces or get on a different space on a break time between my classes. But yeah, I mean, there's different ways to give back. It's not always about money. If you can give back socially or with your time or through education, that's good enough. We can, I really do believe in the saying that evil prevails when good men or women do nothing. And that could just be simply as smiling at someone and telling, hey, I hope you have a good day. I mean, everyone places a different value on their interaction or their investment in other human beings' time, and that really was deeply embedded even more for myself, because my time in the military, I was programmed and, I was, engaged in the global war on terror. So my perspectives changed after I actually got on the ground and saw that the human condition precedes ethical, religious, or moral views. It's, there's like Immanuel Kant said, there's a certain standard for the needs of men, and I think every man, every human being has this minimum requirement, and that's to at least exist in some type of calm and some type of subsistence. Everyone's gauge for wealth is different. So I have no concerns about like future legacy wealth, and that's why I live day to day the way I do. But in the meanwhile, if I can provide some modicum of relief and happiness for others, I try to do my best. I'm not perfect, and I'm learning every day. I don't know anything on any given day, but I've gotten more, from trying to do well by my fellow man than by any chart. So I think it helps my karma and what I'm doing in this industry. I'm fortunate enough for this to be my day job and my hobby and my passion. So to be surrounded by good people, and I
I ran into Zach and Matasco and many people here in the last bull run, and we're still around. So it goes to show you there's more. I mean, everyone here is here to make money, but you can make money and still be a decent human being. You don't have to be a piece of shit like many of us in the space. I even saw that here at ApeFest, so which I'll get into some more later to respond to what Mar was talking about earlier, on the clarification thing. There's always that kind of gritty, like you stepped in the shit and like you wiped it off or you thought you wiped it off, but you could still kind of smell it. That exists in any part of the space, DeFi is an austere environment. So, but yeah, nothing's perfect. And to answer your question, Miggy, that's where I'm at. And I think the people that are speaking here are mostly good people. Mar might even give me his $7 or $8 Snickers bar. So I hope he can share next time. But I'll leave it at that, guys.
Appreciate you, bro. Let's see here. Mutasco's up here. We haven't heard from him yet. Mutasco, what's going on, man? Good morning. I got to take a leak too, but I'll be listening. But I'll be right back. If I don't respond right away, Zach or Paige, jump in. Mutasco, are you there? Mutasco, I'm gonna piss my pants. Are you there?
Jesus Christ. Don't pee in your pants.
Yo, someone fucking clip that, please.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
Yo, someone clip it. Please clip it.
No, I wasn't ready for a call. I'm talking to my coworker in the office, and I'm like,
Hey guys, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yo, brother, we got Mutasco up here. You gotta wait.
Hey, I don't have much to say, but I have to respond to, I don't know who was talking earlier. I actually had this conversation with a friend who's going through something similar to what the guy was talking about. And I also seen my doctor, but he made a claim that I wanted to clarify. And I think it's important when we say these things. I'm not a doctor, but you don't have to be a doctor to at least say something that is a little bit, because when we say things here, there's a lot of nuances to it. Besides crypto, I think the person, I don't know who was talking. They were talking about prostate cancer. And I just want to put information out there for anybody that wants to read. Because what I heard him say was that he specifically said Black and African descent, whatever, more likely, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of nuances there, to be honest with you. There is, I think it's the only database in the US. It's SEER. It's for collecting data on gender, sex, race, whatever, right? On some of these diseases that we are talking about. If you go on that website, it's a government website, SEER, I think that's what it's called, .org, .gov. I'll look for it and I'll post it here so anybody can go look it up. The other part of what he said, and to all the white men that are so happy about what he said, it's not only Black African, okay? And I'm not a doctor. I'm just making a statement based on credible research. And I also, I look at stuff based on stuff that, people have written. And I'll post it also here. So it's not like just me blabbing on my mouth, just to help neutralize what the individual said. I don't think that he meant to mislead anybody. It's just me adding context to it. And I'm sure if somebody hears me say something, and if you're a doctor in the room, you can come up also and clarify this with regards to the prostate cancer comment. It's not only tied to, and there's a lot of research out there, if you care to do it, to do the digging, you find out that it's not like some genetic link to, African descent or whatever. In fact, here's another detour I'm going to reference on this. There is he actually won the 2024 Nobel Prize award for economics and science. He's the author of Why Nations Fail, right? And he wrote it with other people. I don't remember their names, Johnson and some other person. But in the book, he talks about why nations fail. And most times we have this fallacy, right? There are people who believe in one thing, they say things and it's skewed. They don't back it with nothing. They just say it because of their emotions and what they've heard their uncle or great grand doctor say, right? But the facts are always different when you go for the facts. And this is just purely based on facts. I'm just sharing information, by the way. I'm not challenging anybody's statement. I think we all kind of, when we come on these public spaces, we should have the responsibility to put information there that is reasonable. And I'll put the information in the comment section so anybody can go read it. It's black and white. It's very simple to understand. You don't need to be a scientist to understand the rationale behind the research that was done on it. But that doesn't mean that if you're white, don't go check your prostate, okay? At a certain whatever. You should, I think you have to find a way to prevent it before it gets really out of hand, and then you're not going to get help. So again, it's for everybody. It's not like, hey, yeah, I'm, because I'm not black, I'm okay. No, you're not okay. You should go check it if you want, because you can't just say you're not out of it. Okay. So I'll put the information in there so anybody can go read it. I don't want to blab on it. It's just I heard somebody say it. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna add this, because the whole idea of, if anybody here, it's probably the longest book I've ever read, Why Nations Fail. Oh my goodness. And it talked about people saying, well, some nations fail because of culture. Some nations fail because of this or that. They don't have enough technology. They don't have this, that. And it's all turned out to be crap. Because, in their book, they talked about the other reasons why nations fail, right? Political and institutional takeovers, right? And it talks about extractive behaviors and inclusive behaviors. And we all know in crypto, if you talk about institutions, you can talk about SEC, their posture on crypto. Is it good or bad? Anybody can debate on it, whether it's good or bad. Is it affecting the country strategically? On if it turns out that crypto is the future, would we have wasted, I don't know, 10 years just going after something that we think we have control over, right? Versus actually promoting it and setting rules that will make it more responsible, right? I think that's kind of the argument that I'm trying to make here, that if you're looking at what I just said about the prostate cancer and who it affects, read the research, but also consider why nations fail and the argument, right? And the argument there and what it means, that there are other external factors that usually contributes to some of these cancers and the rate. Because in the research, it talks about, they literally compared white, black, and they said on equal stages of the cancer. And they found out that it didn't, because this person was black. It was probably largely because of other external factors, which is, the society that you live in, right? You may not have access to quality healthcare. That could be a factor, right? Just based on your race. That's just facts. You can't deny that, okay? There's also economic factors. People have money, they can have the best care they could ever have. That doesn't mean that if I'm white, I'm less likely to die of prostate cancer. That's just what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to turn this space into a health whatever, because I'm probably the dumbest person that you could ever have a debate on healthcare, because I'm not a doctor. I just like to read stuff, right? And that's just what so I can come across as just speaking nonsense, but yeah, you don't have to listen to me. You just have to go read the research, and it will probably give you some ideas on what this means. But that was just a nuance I wanted to clarify, guys. On the side of crypto, hey, Ma, are you going to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something about what you're saying. I'm 99%. It's all about, not being able to see a doctor, having financial problems, going to see a doctor, no insurance. It's not genetics. they've talked about it. But here's the crazy thing, and I'm going to throw one stat out there, okay? Even with that problem, the white race has, in a ratio, has had more intensive, treatment for prostate cancer than a black race. So that's a crazy stat. But I truly believe it's more of a financial issue where they haven't been able to see a doctor or stuff like that. And that's a conversation that it's been there for a long time. And the numbers are dropping. It's just not able to see a doctor. That's it. Not taking care of yourself earlier. But the crazy stat, I'll repeat again, is that, more of the white race they're known for getting more intensive treatment because the cancer was developed even more. So that's insane right there, But yeah, I think it's more.
The other thing to say to what you just said is this. I think Congress and the Senate, this is tied to crypto, by the way, guys. A lot of the senators and congressmen, and I have to look for this, and I'll pull it up and post it here so everybody can read it. There's this argument that, oh my gosh, and this is from the Elizabeth Warren camp, right? They're like, the crypto is so bad for African Americans or minority groups or that kind of crap, okay? They're using that, and what they tend to forget, and they don't even address this, and this is the dishonesty. I call it intellectual dishonesty, coming from a congressperson that somehow has so much power to direct whatever. They make the claim, it's a claim that, oh yeah, minorities are actually to lose badly on investing in crypto. What they don't tell people is that
I think we lost you, Mutasco.
What up? What up? What up? I'm back, Zach. I just wanted to talk about Paw Chain. They have a relationship with Dioni, and Dioni is a huge energy consortium protocol. So probably have some questions for them since I'm in light company. Exciting news for one of the sponsors coming up. That means I'm going to be even more bullish since I'm pretty well embedded and know the Dioni team fairly well. So it's exciting.
Yeah, Larry, I actually posted I posted it up top probably. I don't know.
That's what I saw.
Yeah,
I'm commenting on it. Yeah.
I know Mar's super bullish.
It makes me more bullish because there's more things to talk about. When we get into Alphabet Soup the next coming days. Got some other stuff to let everyone else on
Larry,
as far as
just to let you know, I got into Dioni when it was just an app. They didn't even have plans for a blockchain. Yeah,
you guys have. So I mean, it's nothing new. Like again, there's only 3 degrees of separation on the 6. We always think we're so far apart, but we're so close all the time. And
Dioni was my first high risk, high reward play I bought after I liquidated my whole portfolio. I bought blue chips. That was my first high risk play that I bought.
Is it really high risk, bro?
Huh?
Is Dioni even a high risk play? Would you say it's a high risk play?
Dude, I bought it like at a $1 million market cap.
$1 million market cap? Oh, I see.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
That was a case.
They didn't even have plans for it. I didn't even know that it was an app, but I knew it was coming. Not inside information, but I knew they were talking about it already. And
they got a good team, man, and they're pretty well embedded with in my ecosystem of like projects. So pretty excited about breaking bread with Podchain then as well.
Yeah, for sure. Dione's sitting at 70 million right now. Just looking at the chart. So it'll be fun, man. We're gonna have Podchain on. I'd love to get Dioni on here too as a sponsor eventually.
I'll get Dioni on.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Yeah, I'll bring Dioni on.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
What about Wire Chain? What do you think of those?
Man, they're building on ApeCoin, so they're bullish right now too. They struck a huge deal. That's going to be one of the main. I don't know. I have some alpha on that. I'll drop it as soon as I get a little bit more clarification and some permission. But they're in. They're in there.
The $1 million question I have, Larry, is I understand that pod chain, for them to have other chains in their ecosystem, they have to, in other words, load them up. They have to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Okay.
They're gonna have all their pools. Yep.
But Wire, is Wire saying that once they release, they're on every blockchain, or they also have to be added to these blockchains little by little?
You know, it depends on if it's a weak chain or not. Some chains' architecture is kind of different than other chains. Some chains will be quick to be able to be absorbed and adapted, but some of the other, like new language chains, for example, like Tron, is not going to be fast, you know. But since ApeCoin is EVM, but those know, you know.
Yo, Larry, all we can hear is wind, brother. We can only hear wind. Is it windy where you are?
Yeah, not now. I just rolled up the window. Is that better?
Way better.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm on to the airport now, man. Like, I'm really, literally in the trenches. I just finished that other meeting too, and now I'm heading to the airport, man. Getting back home, and then I guess I'll see some of you guys in Dubai probably too in the following week for Binance Blockchain Week. So it's nonstop, man. Sony will have a big booth there too, and there's so much happening, man. I gotta sit down and really go through my notebook and unpack some of the stuff that I want to unpack here. I'm still fresh out of meetings. I'm even missing like 3 meetings today because I just ran out of time. But man, I'm telling you though. To go back to Wire Chain though, Mar. Wire Chain is trying to be. I mean, that's the movement for everyone. You know, you look at every new blockchain, layer 2 and layer 2.5. And they're all trying to be chain and layer agnostic. That's the new meta. And why wouldn't it be, you know? Why wouldn't you want to give everyone a choice, you know? Or to be able to ARB instantly without having to go through a centralized exchange or a bridge, you know? Because both of those have their advantages and mostly disadvantages. Not going to sit here and preach the gospel about how great bridges are from a security standpoint. They're not. And then we already had the big conversation in the last couple weeks about wash trading and what a lot of centralized exchanges, not all, but you know, most. So, you know, I mean, things are getting better, man. You're going to be able to just use a UI and adapt and do your thing. That's exciting, you know. That's just having to do more with mass adaptation, you know. The new stable token coming out from BlackRock is a scary thing, though, too. It's funny. They went from being like you know, I guess the caviar of financial technologies to going to degen events like ApeFest. That shit was crazy, man. You see people with different colored hair and like Basie and Macy shirts, like hardcore degens, like originator level degens, right? And then you see people in suits that stick out like a sore fucking thumb. Yeah, from like the different VCs or their umbrella. They stick out so bad, bro. And sitting there like, hey, what's your name?
Don't wear a suit to a crypto conference, bro, right?
No, bro, it was fucking nuts, bro. And you know how you could see 12, which is short for one time or law enforcement. I used to be 12, so I can say that, but they look like 12, man, sitting out. It was crazy, man. It's the Fed. Yeah, no, for real. We're at the BMW booth, right? Everyone has like different like BMW shirts and
it literally is.
Yeah, the suits on, like loafers, the whole night. They don't even. And then the next day they're like, oh, maybe if I just come in shorts and in a polo shirt, it's gonna be all good. No, they still stick out like 12, bro. It is. You know what? And they're sitting there, you know, picking the minds of the guys at Wire Chain and stuff, and on ApeChain, they're talking to like PP Man and like Jay Bond and like some of the guys from the main special counsel, and they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" And they're like, "Oh, we're just from a VC, you know, blah blah blah." And you get straight. The one guy I knew because I seen him at fintech finance convention in Australia, and I seen him in Singapore again. So I saw him here at the Ape Fest, and I was like, "How did you get here? You don't even have an ape, bro." I bet. He said, "Oh, I just bought one to get in here." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. So what are you doing here?" Trying to do some networking. I was like, "Oh yeah." It's like that show. I can't remember that show on TV where the devil has to be on Earth and he's as a human form and goes around and tries to make deals and stuff. He looked like the fucking devil. It's one of the few places where you can see someone dressed too sharp and they look suspect rather than the rest of the crowd, man. I asked him, like, "So you're gonna go to the French Montana concert? Who's that? Are you gonna go to the Anderson Paak thing?" And it was just funny, man. He stuck out like a sore thumb, but it was just amazing to see how many squares were at Ape Fest this year, as opposed to the first or the second or even this one now. I'm a slightly rounded square, so I like to see how I have the balance to get in where I fit in either way. But these guys stuck out like a sore thumb, and all from like big hedge funds. There's one from Eurobank, for the one guy from BlackRock. Yeah, so they're really getting in and traveling, man. So I guess you should look forward to it more. And they're hiring, like Mar says, they know, the feds know too, and they're sending more and more people that are, like us, I guess, like the Kendrick song, like us, So it's getting crazier. I didn't think they would have so many proper droppers in attendance, but I was quiet at some point, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just chill out, Not that I'm doing anything wrong, but I don't like that feeling of being picked apart for, like BlackRock coming out with a new stable. I don't know how good that is for the space. It's gonna happen no matter what, because banks are trying to do that right now anyways. So how that's gonna leverage the rest of the next 12 months, they're still trying to figure that shit out too. I will tell you that if they didn't have it all figured out, they wouldn't spend the money to come to these events and to try to pick people's brains, right? They weren't getting that many meetings though, because they just don't know the culture that well, right? And they're not going to go and outside and have a smoke break, with the 6 or other ape holders, And when I mean the smoke break, I mean a real smoke break, not a tobacco smoke break, right? So that was interesting to see them trying to get in and not get much love, man, So, but the crossing of the cultures is happening, and whether we want to believe it or not. And to speak about Matasco, what Matasco said earlier, I guess and what Mara said, there's a lot of opinions on, it's just like the facets of DeFi. But I know that there are segments in the Korean and Chinese population that are heavily affected by prostate cancer, and the common denominator between them is exposure to heavy metals and microplastics from manufacturing or cities that have heavy manufacturing. So, like drinking, I'm not giving you I'm not a doctor, but I was told by multiple physicians that you shouldn't drink water out of plastic bottles, no matter how convenient it is. I still do because, I don't expect to live past 100, right? I'm good. Right. So, but it also isn't an excuse for ignorance. So I guess you shouldn't drink water out of plastic bottles, especially men. And don't ride. I was told by another Korean physician, don't ride bicycles with too small a seat for your testicles and your prostate. That's what he told me. So if you're cross-country rider or a 10-speed bike rider, be careful that you get a seat with enough cushioning and cooling, because he said that also contributes to poor prostate health. But I'll stop with that. I'm heading to the airport, but I just wanted to drop a couple more cents in.
Appreciate you, bro. All the alpha. Safe travels too on the flight. Dr. Rafa's up here. I don't think we've heard from Dr. Rafa. What's going on, man? We got about roughly about 13 minutes left in today's space. Just kicking off the week, guys. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. What's up, Rafa? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I came in here, I was scrolling on X, and I saw Crypto Breakfast Club, and I was just like, lucky I came in and I was hearing you guys talk about health, and being a doctor myself, I had to, just, keep quiet a little and, learn people's insights. Because I studied medicine in in a third world country, Nigeria, or developing country. I did medicine for like 8 years. And there were things I learned over the course of med school, and from my own family background, that's a pharmacist and all. And one thing I learned is nobody has monopoly of health knowledge. Be you the doctor, the nurse, nobody. Like you understand. You have to just like pay attention to people, pay attention to your patients, pay attention to the dummy next door, so you could get some insights, because the insights I got from here, man, I haven't gotten it from a textbook in over 5 years, because these were people who were taking their health serious and asking questions. And Mustako, I give you thumbs up, because health is wealth, and when I see people prioritize their health, I know, yeah, they've got it going. My understanding from cancer is I think it's still fresh. Ironically, this topic, the topic of prostate cancer, was kind of my exam question, and that was why it was just very funny just listening to everyone just talk, and it was beautiful. Yeah, especially as Africans, we have it's more predominant among us, understand. And one thing I've learned from cancer is the only way to actually avoid cancer is not to be born. Because even with research, we don't really know how this thing comes about. You understand, a lot it's multifactorial. Some is genetics, some is lifestyle. It's multifactorial, you understand? Like, you hear of people, something like lung cancer, for example, you hear of people who smoked a lot and they never got lung cancer. And you hear of people who were passive smokers and they got lung cancer. When I mean passive smokers, possibly they were just around people who were smoking, or they worked in, they lived in an environment where there was periodic, gas flaring and all, and developed lung cancer. So you see, it's a game of chance, and we don't really we don't really know for sure what really causes this thing. All we can just do is take precautionary measures. Prostate cancer has a close associate called benign prostatic hyperplasia. That's a different condition, but it gives them similar fun symptoms. Yeah, it's called fun symptoms. So the best you could do is when you get to a certain age, typically 40 and above. I'm in my mid-20s, so I'll say I'm 15 years away. I think if you're approaching 40, what you could do is you could start going for screenings. You understand? I'd advise any male to go for screenings, because it could be you. Don't say my father, my grandfather didn't have it. It could be you. So just go for screenings. And the truth is, it's not something as disastrous as something like lung cancer, stomach cancer. It's not something like that, no. Or like kidney failure, liver failure, no. It's not something like that. If it's discovered early, if it's discovered on time, it can be attended to, you understand? So go for screening and listen to your physician. And I really think you'll be fine. I really think you'll be fine. And one thing too, you have to be careful with BPH and prostate and CA prostate is this, because of, if not checked, it can cause what we call post-renal AKI. Yeah, post-renal AKI, I think so. So you see, if you don't pay attention to that part, especially as you age, it's going to cause some form of obstructive uropathy. and it causes an injury to your kidney. And one thing about the kidney is its rapid degeneration. Once it hits AKI, if you play around it again, it gets to CKD, kidney failure, you have to do dialysis and transplants. So you see, it's a very, very complicated stuff. So the best you could do, because we don't control life, trust me, I think it was even Mustako who said if he 100 and it's fine. Man, 70, 80, as long as I have a good family and I make some very decent impact, come on, man, I'm fine. I don't want someone changing my diaper as my 100. So if you can actually just check it while it's, it's early, you will do yourself a whole lot of good. You understand? So rather than focusing on what's really causing this thing, I think it's for real meals is about checking how to prevent it or prevent it from going further. Is that I hope I'm able to answer some questions, and I really hope we pay attention to other parts of our health, because trust me, it's sad when you make all the money from the APE, the BTC, the ETH, the SOL, the XRP, and you throw away the one T card that matters. $#health. So guys, wow. My pleasure being here, guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Great insights. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? How spaces kind of work. I mean, we brought that topic up and here you go, right? There's always somebody right there to jump in and add something. That's why I love this, and it's what it makes this platform really special, I think. But yeah, great stuff. And these little reminders, I mean, yeah, even outside of crypto and things like this, and whether it's about, health or mindset or growth and all these sort of things. I mean, obviously they're the most important things in life, right? Your health, mental health, physical health, and they do impact, decision making, and they impact, how we are as investors too. If we don't have health, we don't have wealth. I mean, we hear that all the time, right? So that is number one, focusing on that and making it a concerted effort. But yeah, guys, going back to the markets, we are looking at Bitcoin still on a little bit of a dip here. We will close things out in about 5 minutes or so. Bitcoin underneath 67K. So might be an interesting opportunity for people to DCA into some, top altcoins dipping a little bit. Bitcoin down again below 67,000, a little bit of a sell-off. Keep in mind, just yesterday, we were up over 69,000. So you know how the markets are. They ebb and flow in a quick way in a short amount of time. So, but there's a ton of opportunities right now across the board. Just looking at a few. I mean, Sui's getting close here to maybe dipping down below $2. This is just some things that attract me. Bit10s Tau down to 552, down 14% in the last week. And I look at this as opportunities, not like run for the hills here. Woe is me. But yeah, there's definitely some opportunities. So today is a day so far to go hunting in terms of what's really, really undervalued here. What's maybe selling off the hardest. Aerodrome Finance, the biggest DEX on base, down 17% in the last week. That's another interesting opportunity, I think. Not financial advice, but have a look at it. But Zach Paid, my two co-hosts here, we're about 4 minutes away. Zach, you got any parting words for us today as we close things up here, man?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm moving boards around, but I've been listening. So the whole space has been really good. Yeah, just take profits. Whether you put it into a stable or bring them back to high conviction plays, that's how you stay alive in this game. You can get wrecked. Most people will get wrecked 95% on small caps unless you know how to trade. It's kind of like, because I'm a trader, so that's basically what I do. But I always stack Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDT or USDC. And that is probably 80% of my portfolio. I may be crazy, call 100Xs, but I'm not always in them that long. Let's be honest. I'm in, I get out, I move on. If I see it's going to do good and the community survives after that 24-hour launch, I will throw a moonbag back in. But typically, I move on, honestly. But yeah, just take profits. I know everyone tells you to hodl. I'm completely opposite unless it's a high conviction play. But I'm the Derek Jeter of the group. Everyone knows this. But I just want you to be smart because you are investing real money into this, and it takes a certain amount of times to lose for you to run away and never come back. So I think people forget to take profits. So that would be my initial departure from the crew today. Just take profits.
Appreciate you, bro. Paid, we'll let you get in there, and then we'll give Mar the last word, and we'll get out of here, man. We'll be back tomorrow, guys, as always. So appreciate everybody, as always, for dropping in, too. Paid, what's up, man? You got any parting words for the people?
Real quick. Whether it's $10 or $100, put it to the side and call it the Zach from Subway Fund. I'm telling you, if he calls another 10, 20, 100x on the space and you didn't get into it, I listen, me personally, I don't want to miss out, okay? I'm not going to FOMO into some shit. Next time he says, oh, yo, this looks like I'm in. I don't even care. $10, $100, whatever. I'm getting in. He called Mape at $1 mil. He called whatever the fuck else the other day. I don't know, fucking think about something at 80,000 and that went up to fucking whatever. No. If Zach says he's looking at something, I'm getting in. I'm cheating with him. We're cheating together. We're holding hands. We're cheating. That's what we're doing on these new plays that he keeps calling. So just take $10 or even $5, not financial advice, put it to the side and call it the Zach from Subway Fund, put it in a stable coin and wait for him to say some crazy shit. And then I'm like, all right, fuck it, whatever. Just go in. Just, go in. Not financial advice. But I will say, listen, on a serious note, I mean, that is serious too. Do that, not financial advice. But on a serious note, listen, Crypto Breakfast Club, in my opinion, is the best show on X. Whatever. Don't care. I mean, I'm a part of it, but I don't care. One other show, you're going to be chilling, talking about crypto. The next thing, we're talking about men's prostate health. And the next moment, we have a doctor in the space talking about, where else are you going to do that? Where else on the internet is that going to happen for you right now? I don't care if there's one person in here. I don't care if there's 20,000 people in here. Best show in the morning, hands down. Regardless of topic, we're the best. That's all I got. Get yourself a nice little $5, $10, $100, whatever. Not financial advice. That's what it's called. The not financial advice Zach from Subway Fund in your portfolio. Thank you.
Let's go. Responding to Dr. Rafa's post he just made. Crazy Spaces. I'd become a regular here. Insights on health, finance, life. So, Dr. Rafa, you're always welcome, man. We'd love to have you back. Hopefully we get you back in here all the time. Mar, go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, Zach, 100%. You can have all the crypto in the world. If your health sucks, what else can I say? Take care of your health. I will end it with crypto, but look at the top, guys. Look where I just pinned on the nest. This is an embarrassment. This is from Mark Hamill. I mean, dude, I watched all his Star Wars movies, and look what he posts as Trump. It's smirking, he's laughing while he's holding a magazine of a kid that got kidnapped. But if you look at the real picture, when you zoom it out and you look for the pictures, because they found the kid and he's next to the kid. I mean, these guys. It's embarrassing. I mean, from a politician as well, but an actor to believe this shit and post this shit on his ex, and it's just an embarrassment. And you can see what people do just to, whatever it is that he's going to win from, he's going to get from Kamala. But the whole point of this, I'm seeing a lot of attacks on Trump. I'm not seeing Trump too aggressive. What does this mean? I truly think that Trump already knows he's going to win and he doesn't have time to, drop all these dirt, because we all know how Trump could be, But I truly believe Trump already knows that he's going to win the election. And the last thing with crypto, man, I was reading about it. We got all these chains trying to be like universal multi-chain, but at the end of the road, I see them developing a decentralized exchange. And I'm not the biggest investor into AI. But I just can't wait to see AI and a decentralized exchange, going at it together. That will be crazy, and that will be a big threat to all these centralized exchanges, I believe, And the regulations, who knows what's going to happen there? But AI and hooking up your wallet to adapt as an exchange, and controlling your keys and your crypto, and not worry if it goes out of business, because at the end your money, your crypto, it's in your power. That for me right there is crypto, you know. And I think that's going to be something in the future, and not too long away, you know, when we start seeing these decentralized exchanges, you know, getting heavy volume, you know.
Hell yeah, bro. Just stay in the game, right? Just stay in the game. Don't let these red days shake you or break you. Stay in the game. Find ways to continue to stack your chips and whatever that looks like, right? Picking up another job, sacrificing something to get something. If there's anything about this world that I think a lot of us have figured out, you can't have something for nothing. You know, if you want something, you're going to have to do something you've never done before, and you might have to give something up, usually a bad habit or whatever it is to get something you've never had. And I think all of us are in search of that. That's why we're here in crypto. So take care of your health. Let's continue to create wealth. And we'll be back tomorrow, guys. Appreciate it.
And believe in yourself.